Hello everyone, this is Aaron Johnson with the Johnson iRacing team, bringing you our weekly update, this for week number 11 of Season 4 of the 2020 iRacing year. This week, the street stocks were at USA International Speedway in Florida, and the Legends cars were at Thompson International Speedway in Thompson, Connecticut. The two tracks are similar in scale. The USA track is a 3/4 mile track, Thompson is a 5/8, both high banked, both asphalt. Let's see how our respective team members did. We'll start out with Jake Johnson. Jake had a decent week. He raised his I rating to 1769. That's a slight increase, and it's the highest his I rating has been since we started iRacing. Jake had two starts, had one top five. He didn't race a lot this week. I think he had other things going on. He's 13, so he's going to do what he wants to do. But he still had a decent week. 50% of his finishes were top five finishes. In the street stocks, Jake raised his position a bit more. He's now 147th of 18,945 drivers that have attempted at least one points-paying race. Jake has 25 starts, 3 wins, 8 top fives, which makes him about 32% in terms of his top five percentage, 2 poles. He's doing really pretty well, all things considered. 147th puts him in the top 0.8% of all drivers that have attempted at least one points-paying race. So Jake doing very well in the street stock division. In the Legends cars, Jake is racing in Division 4 right now. He's in 27th in Division 4. He dropped a couple of spots here because he didn't race at all at Thompson this week. I think we have one race period left. I think he is going to try to get a race in later today, but that won't show up in our weekly update. Still, overall, a good performance. Jake is 27th out of about 1,300 in his division. And overall in the Legends Cup, Jake is 165th out of 16,081 drivers that have attempted at least one points-paying race. That puts Jake in the top 1%, right at the top 1% of all drivers that are racing in the Advanced Legends Cup right now. Jake, with 40 starts, 7 wins. His winning percentage actually really good, about 17.5%. 17 top fives and 7 poles. His average start and finish 8th and 7th. That's a little less than mid-pack, but when he does finish well, he scores a fair number of points. So Jake doing really well in the Advanced Legends Cup. What about Joe Johnson? Joe didn't race a ton this week, but he does have his I rating up to 2173. That's the highest his I rating has been since we began iRacing as well. Joe this week had 4 starts, no wins, only had 1 top 5, but still did very well. He also had a pole. So for Joe, the pole position, very important for him. So Joe doing really well. If we look at how he's performing, he's not racing at all in the Street Stock Series. In fact, he's only run 5 of the 11 weeks. But even having only run 5 weeks, he's still 2,635th of 18,945 drivers. That puts him in the top 14%. So inside the top 1/5 of all drivers, really inside the top 1/6 of all drivers that are running in the Street Stock Series right now. Joe with 18 starts, only 1 top 5, but he's got 3 poles, and he seems to have done fairly well in the races he has run. Average start and finish are a little low, but that's an artifact of racing at the big track in Charlotte, where you end up often getting collected in someone else's mess. Joe has been focused on the Legends Cars series, and the Legends Cars are fully adjustable. I think Joe enjoys the challenge of building a setup. In the Legends series, Joe is racing in Division 5, where he is second right now to Chris Wold. Chris Wold has jumped up into the top of all Advanced Legends Cup drivers. He's doing a really nice job. Joe in second out of about 1,180 in his division. He's running really well in terms of his division, and overall, Joe at 78th out of 16,081 drivers that have attempted at least one points-paying race in the Advanced Legends Cup. That puts Joe inside the top 0.5% of all drivers that are racing in the Legends Cup. Joe with 50 starts, 2 wins, 23 top 5s. So his top 5 percentage at 46%. Remember, we set a goal for ourselves of 50% top 5 finishes. He's doing really well there. He also has 4 poles, average start and finish of 6. Is just inside the halfway point. Typically, there are 13 or 14 cars in a Legends Cup race, so Joe finishing just inside the top half. Overall, doing really, really well. So I think with 1 week left in the season, it's reasonable to expect Joe's going to stay inside the top 100, maybe even inside the top 80 if he has a good week at Langley, which is coming up next week. That's a new track for all the Advanced Legends Cup drivers. Third member of the team, that's me, Aaron Johnson. I have got my iRating up to 2,737. That's right on the edge of the highest that my iRating has been since I've been in iRacing. I think I had it just a little bit higher than that a couple of weeks ago, but then I had a couple of off races, and that happens. So still running pretty well, racing seriously both in the Legends Cup and in the Street Stock Series. This week I ran 7 races. I didn't have any wins, but I had 5 top 5s and 1 pole. So I think easily in terms of top 5 percentage, the best week I've had in quite some time. In the Street Stock Series, my position dropped. Last week I was inside the top 10. This week I dropped back to number 14. That's an artifact of some of these drivers being able to drop their worst finishes. Still hopeful to stay on the front page. My goal has always been to finish in the top 25, and I am in a good position to do that. This week in the Street Stocks, I've got 40 starts overall, 3 wins, 13 top 5s, and 3 poles. My average start is 6. My average finish is 8th. I tend to go backward a little bit, and I've struggled a little bit in the Street Stocks. I struggled this week at USA International. Really only had 1 good finish. I just really found this track difficult this week for some reason. Still doing all right. In the Legends Cup, I'm in Division 9. I have 923 points. I've mathematically clinched this division. There's no way anyone can catch me, so I will win Division 9. I don't know who's going to finish second, but I will win that division. Overall in the series, I am 46th out of 16,081 drivers that have attempted at least 1 points-paying race. That puts me in the top 0.07% of all drivers racing in the Advanced Legends Cup Series right now. I've got 64 starts, 13 wins, 37 top 5. So my top 5 percentage well over 50%. Really working on getting to 60%. I'm at about 57.5% or thereabouts. I've got 14 poles. My average start and finish, 5th position. So I'm having a really good season in terms of meeting all of those goals, being 46th then out of 16,081. This week, the Johnson iRacing team raced a total of 13 races. We didn't come home with any wins. We came home with 7 top 5s and 2 poles. So overall, it was a good week. All of our members tend to be doing well. The 2 of us that are racing seriously in the Street Stocks, both inside the top 150 in the Street Stock Series. We're very happy with that. And then all 3 of our team members racing seriously inside the Legends Series, where all of us rank inside the top 200 at this point. I think one of the goals that we've set for ourselves is maybe to find our way inside the top 150, but I'd be very happy if all 3 of us finish inside the top 200. As I've said in the past, if you think the Johnson iRacing team is something that you'd be interested in being a part of, look me up on iRacing. You can find me by looking for my handle. That's Aaron Johnson 14. Put me in the driver search. That driver search bar is right here. Type my name in. And then when you come to my profile, I'm going to use my brother's profile here, you'll see a send message right here. Go ahead and send me a message. Say you're interested in being part of the Johnson iRacing team, and we'll talk about it. There's some things you should know. 1, we share everything. We don't keep setup secret. We share videos of our lines. We share any kind of new tips or tricks that we're able to come up with for iRacing. We share among the team. 2, we ask you not to share those things with anyone else without talking to us first. We don't want to give up all of our competitive advantage, but at the same time, we want our team to be really successful. All right, 3, we conduct ourselves a certain way. That doesn't mean we expect perfection. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get irritated. It just means that when we make a mistake, we try to take responsibility for it, we own it, and we try not to drop too many bombs, to drop too much foul language, although from time to time the F-bomb's going to slip out. It happens. But we try to conduct ourselves well. If you think this is for you, look me up. I'd be happy to talk to you about being a member of the Johnson iRacing team. On the Johnson iRacing Network, this is Aaron Johnson for the Johnson iRacing team saying, go fast, turn left, have fun.